Good morning, boys and girls. I am Mrs. Brown, and today is Friday, September 18th, 2020. Today in writing, we will be collecting imaginative story ideas. So some materials that you will need is a pencil or something to write with, paper or something to write on. If you have been using your journal to write your stories in, then that is great and you can continue to do that. If you do not have your materials ready, please press pause and come back to press play when you are. We will still be using Enemy Pie in the Bad Case of Stripes, so if you need to go back and re-listen to these stories, always remember that you can go back to your Google Classroom and find the document from the previous day where we linked these. So let's focus on some objectives for today. We will create an anchor chart to collect ideas for a fictional story. You will add your own ideas to our Jamboard. Starting with some connections, we've been learning how writers immerse themselves in imaginary text and chart their noticings. So we charted noticings yesterday with fictional text and personal narratives. Today we will also be charting some noticings. Today I'm going to teach you how writers generate ideas for imaginative stories based on things that happen in their lives. I want to show you how writers can reflect in personal, ordinary experiences and use them as ideas for creating imaginative stories. We also think about strong emotions in the experience because this can help build our story. So just like in our books that we read before, there was some strong emotions in those stories that helped push the story forward and make it more interesting. So we have our mentor text, or the text that we read yesterday, for Enemy Pie and the Bad Case of Stripes. So a struggle or a problem that I noticed was that his emotion was he was mad, he was angry that he had to spend the day with his enemy. And after thinking about that, I noticed, and it made me remember, that one time I had to sit by someone that I did not like in the cafeteria. And it was just like the emotion that he had in Enemy Pie. So when I start writing my story, that story, Enemy Pie, can influence my fictional story that I'm going to write with the anger that I had when I had to sit by someone that I didn't like. In Bad Case of Stripes, the emotion that I noticed was that she was embarrassed. She stopped eating her lima beans just because her friends thought that they were gross. And that reminded me of a time that I walked out of the bathroom and I had toilet paper stuck on my shoe. It was one of the most embarrassing times in my life. So when I write a second story about fiction writing, I can always come back to that feeling and drive my story forward. So now it is your turn. We have read several texts this year, and you have read some on your own as well. Think of the emotion that the characters experienced that moved the story forward. And you are going to write some ideas in a Jamboard link from that strong emotion using the text that you have read and writing some ideas that go with those emotions. You will choose one idea when you are done from your list and begin writing an imaginative story. Today and every day when you are writing, remember that writers get ideas for imaginative stories from ordinary life events and fictional text. I hope you enjoy writing your fictional text today. This can be a fun experience, so have fun with it.